All right, guys, welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters Singapore qualifiers here for the Korea and Taiwanese regions, as we have now Rain versus Hydra to see who advances onto the grand final of the open bracket.
Yeah, that's right, to see if they can get closer and closer towards that IEM Singapore plane ticket and hotel, where they can compete at the IEM Singapore tournament. We are getting close. This is going to be a good one. Rain versus Hydra. Hydra's been demolishing Protoss players so far in the first stage of this tournament, and now in the second one as well. But he goes up against one of the best, top 3 Protoss players in the world now.
Yep. We are going to find out who advances on. Let's jump into game number 1, guys, as we find out who's going to win on Derelict Watcher. We have spawned out of the bottom left-hand corner, Mr. Rain. Here has our yellow Protoss. And up to the top right-hand corner, we have our blue Zerg. We have Hydra.
Yeah. From what I've been reading, really know, well, I do know, but I haven't seen Hydra in quite a while. So, from what I've seen, or at least kind of heard rumors about, he's playing a lot of Zergling Hydralisk, hence his name Hydra, into Mutalisk switches. And that can be very deadly. It can be very deadly indeed. So I'm kind of excited to see what he's going to bring against Rain here. As you said, he's beating like Protoss player after Protoss player after Protoss player.
Yeah.
Have a look again.
That's actually all he's had to play, I think, the whole tournament long.
Where are you, Hydra? Let me have a look.
All right. Interestingly enough, we have a really early pull here, Sean.
What was it? I wasn't looking. I was looking at a bracket.
I think it was like a 9 or a 10 pull.
Okay, I wasn't looking. Sorry. This is not going to work out too well.
No.
Not against this, as you can see. There's already a gateway on the way. He's beaten Trend, Younghwa, Zest to get to this part of the bracket, and then he beat Deer and Classic and today. So he's beaten like 4 or 5 Protoss players. But yeah, so he's got this early pull. I guess it's like a 9 pull. I wasn't watching closely.
It was one of those, 9 or 10. Because he doesn't have too bad an economy behind it as well. So
the thing is, though, the way that Rain is playing with his build here, you sometimes see a skip Zealot to get the faster Nexus down. I think he'll, well, obviously get the Cyber Core, and then he may purchase a Zealot and then cancel it like on 90%. If he cancels a Zealot, this becomes hard. But at least he has the second pylon inside his main base. We do sometimes see Protoss players build the second pylon down on the natural for a faster get ready for a wall off. The Zealot's being made here. The Mothership Core is obviously going to come out as soon as the Cyber Core finishes. Does he cancel the Zealot though to get a faster Nexus? If he does, then he could be in. He's going to lose probes. That's for sure.
Well, this probe, I mean, already having gone down to the natural and started mining as well. It's funny actually because he was basically checking with that probe that there wasn't any hatchery as natural.
He cancels it! Oh, he cancels it at the last second! And he's like, oh, I wish I didn't do that.
Yeah, because the poor little Zerglings, they poked in just as that happened.
Oh, that's annoying.
Oh, dear.
He did cancel it. Oh, God.
All right, well, Zergling's going to start going to work on these probes. But if he controls it well enough, he actually might not lose a single probe. Because right now, he hasn't. And he actually goes for the surround here, so does lose 1 probe.
2, 3, maybe.
3, 4. Any more? Unfortunately, Mothership Core's DPS isn't that high, so...
Yeah, he's got 5.
Yeah.
And 2 Lings get out, so that's actually really good. That was actually perfect. I mean, he forced a Stalker out. The Stalker's not something you really want to get out this early. And he's killed 5 probes. The Nexus is slowed down. He's already got his hatchery down. Good attack. But it really did come down to that Zealot being cancelled. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been as successful. Oh, that Overlord.
Or is he going to die?
I think so, yes.
Oh, yeah. He's going to get the high ground vision, and that's got nowhere to retreat to.
Yeah, so that's actually, that kind of lowers the actual damage that was dealt here.
Oh, well.
So he's supply blocked, and he does not have an Overlord. So that's actually a nice... That's kind of a nice... It's almost like a counter damage, I suppose. It's not like a proper counter, but counter damage at least.
Takes a while for him to get out of that. And the third goes down as well here for Hydra. So the one thing that I saw a lot of what Hydra was doing yesterday was the fact that, yes, he was using a lot of Ling Hydra play, but obviously... as well, there was an incorporation of roaches from time to time when he felt pressured, which is, you know, just what you have to do in these situations as a Zerg. So we may see that.
Rain's got 3 gateways instead of the Nexus. After killing the Overlord, he's like, well, wait a minute. Let me try something here.
Yeah.
He's got the probe on the other side. He's going to go for an attack. But there are 14 Zerglings being made.
Yeah, Hydra's preparing himself quite well.
Either. Don't lose that probe. That's got to build a pylon here.
Unless he's not doing that. Unless he thought that his opponent was being a bit more aggressive. He didn't see the third base just yet, and he's now going to poke up there and be like, I don't think, you know, after having those Lings in production and this Roach warrant going down as well, he can't really do anything with this.
Oh, that's a lot of Zerglings. Now he's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
He can't be aggressive now upon seeing all these Zerglings. He might be even expecting Zergling speed. The thing is, though, that Hydra is now seeing the lack of Nexus and immediately put down a Roach Warren expecting some kind of gateway attack. This is a weird game.
Very weird.
Rain is going to expand here. But this is, I don't think he was expecting to see that many Zerglings.
This natural
the Stalker got surrounded as well.
Did it? Oh, but this natural is so late. So late.
Yeah, this is really bad. Because, I mean, he decided to throw down these extra gateways. I'm not too sure what the exact reason was, unless he was expecting, because he didn't scout. He never saw the main base. So if he tried to get the Nexus down, he could have lost if the follow-up was Zergling speed. He could have lost. So it was either that he was going to play defensive against that or has the option to be aggressive. And nothing happened. He didn't defend against anything, and he wasn't aggressive against anything. So he has a much later Nexus, and as you can see, there's already 38 drones.
Again, it feels like we're back in Wings of Liberty with this kind of expansion, with the 3 gateway sentry play out to that natural. But Hydra behind this is absolutely flying. He's just drones on 3 base, and he's going to have a lot of lava to spend. So Rain right now, he sees this 3rd base, and I think he's not particularly pleased with his current position.
No, this is not good at all here. This is not a good position to be in. He sees the drone counts very high. He sees a layer already on the way. It means his opponent's gone up to Hydros rather fast here. Rain's added on 2 extra gateways. No Stargate, no Robo, no nothing. The one thing he does have is, of course, a lot of Sentry energy. Can he get to his opponent before Hydros even come out? Remember, there is a Roach Warren, which has been spotted, though. I don't think he can do anything here. It's too difficult.
It is. It really is. I mean, there was a few gateways added on at the front here for Rain, so he does have quite a bit of production. He has 5 gateways in total, but he's adding on the Robo facility. I mean, dare I say it, we might even see him just go for a Warp Prism and try and make something happen like that, but even that, I don't think is going to work here. Hydra just has too much.
Yeah, there's no attack upgrade here. There's a lot of links that actually could break through if he's not careful. Recall did happen. I'm trying to think where Rain can really go from this position. I guess he just has to play from behind. He just has to go up to Colossus immediately. He can't really take a fast 3rd. The Hydralisk Den should absolutely be coming down nice and fast here. And drawn up towards his 3rd base as well.
It's a weird, disjointed game right now that I wasn't really expecting here in game number 1, but Immortals begin production as well as Chrono Boost into them. So how many probes are we at? We're at 45. He's still producing a few more. And there's the Spire going down from Hydra.
Not a Hydra's 10 Spire, and it is hidden on the 3rd.
I think it was Hydra yesterday who was actually proxying Spires. I can't remember if it was him or not. It was one of the Zergs.
Really trying to find out what's going on. You need to know if it's a Hydra's 10, a Spire, if it's just roaches.
He's a tricky guy as Hydra sometimes. Again, he can throw down like infestation pits, put the Spire elsewhere if he wants to. The Hallucinated Phoenix actually isn't going to see this Spire for a little while.
But, I mean, Rain's going to take this 3rd now, and he has got it quite defensively. No Robotics Bay, though. It's just Immortals for the time being. Spire's still undetected, and he's going to have a very hard time against Mutalisks here.
Yeah.
Very hard time, unless he sees this.
Look at where Hydra's setting himself up, though. Oh, tries to throw down Force Fields a little bit haphazardly here. Really not getting the good connections. The Zerglings wrap around everything, and the Roach is doing the damage from behind as well. Yeah, GG. Game number 1
as soon as that happens, you're just like,
oh,
whatever, this game's just a mess.
Yeah.
It was a mess. Especially with the way that Rain plays. He's very articulate, very calculated with his builds. This game was just a mess from the get-go. So he's like, all right, whatever. You killed me. Let's just go to the next game.
Yeah, a strange game from Rain in game number 1. But Hydra capitalized off the back of 9 or 10 pool.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to do
I mean, he fell behind so early on, and then there's the 3 gateways. It didn't defend against anything. It didn't attack against anything. So it was just a mess. It was all because of that early 9-10 pool, whatever it was. Yeah. So he just says, well, all right, whatever.
Well, Hydra's well on his way to defeat yet another Protoss here.
It looks like I'm observing this one.
Oh, all right.
Didn't invite you, mate.
Sorry about that.
All right, so it's going to be me. I'm good at observing. I'm ready.
Got his knuckles cracked and everything. He's good to go.
Ready.
All right, Yonsu is our map, apparently, here between Rain and Hydra for game number 2. And I think Rain here just
tightens up.
Yeah.
More. I don't think he'll probe scout like to find an early pool. Sometimes I don't even think we'll see it. Right, have I done everything right?
We'll soon find out once we get into the game. So let's get into game number 2, as we do have Rain and Hydra on the way. Yes, looks good to me.
Great.
Awesome.
Now it's bad.
Oh, now it's bad.
Now it's good.
Now it's good.
Now it's bad.
Yep.
Now it's good.
Good job, Sean. Good job. All right, spawning up to the top right, we have Mr. Rain, currently 1 game down in this best of 3. And down to the bottom left, we have Hydra, the Protoss killer. Oh no, you're doing the spins.
I can't spin, no.
You can't zoom?
No, the zoom's disabled.
Oh, what a shame.
You ever try to cast a game like this? Like, just hold this down and try to observe and cast the game? It looks so much different.
It really does look different, doesn't it? All the buildings look different. It's a weird situation. I remember, I think it was Artosis said that he was gonna like practice with it like stuck down with a piece of tape, and then he'd like turn up to a tournament or something, and everyone would just be like, "What? Oh, my brain!"
It almost makes me feel almost. I don't know if anyone else gets this. I'm gonna stop it. It made me feel a little bit motion sick.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, you know when you travel on a train and you're sitting in the opposite direction?
Yeah, I get you.
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I gotta stop it.
Dude, try and observe the whole game like that.
No, it makes me sick. I have to stop it. All right, so 15 pool this time. And Reyna's actually gonna scout this time. Look, very early. He's gonna go in and be like, all right, no super early pool. Mm-hmm. That means he'll cancel the Zealot this time.
All right.
He knows he can.
Yeah, he does. He certainly does. And again, Yonsu's a bit of an interesting map on in general. Zergs really don't like playing on it that much. Can be hard for them.
Yeah, I mean, this map, with the third base, you break the rocks here, and you can take this back one. It's kind of easy to wall off here. Force fields, I mean, if the Zerg attacks down the ramp, you can force field really nicely. This area in the green box is not that big either to force field. This is always a nice choke area. And it's a very small map, so attacks hit you a lot faster than they would do on other maps, of course, because the travel distance is smaller.
It's really not that fun as a Zerg actually attacking into the third base either, just in general, because where the brush is positioned, most of the time you see, Protoss have like Colossi and therefore granted the air vision very quickly, whereas if you're just stuck on like Roach Hydra, unless you've got like an Overseer with you, which sometimes is skipped for one reason or another, which is a bit strange, then you can have a hard time pushing through there, so got to be careful about that sometimes.
This build, by the way, by Rain's pretty greedy when it comes to just regular opens, but because it was such an early scout and he knew that there was no aggression coming, he was able to get away with this. It's like a fastened Nexus off a gateway without the gases, because he went gateway and then the Nexus, then the double gases. He had to chrono boost out a Zealot or 2 Zealots to make sure that he doesn't take any probe losses here. Nice opening from Rain.
Yeah, he's going to stabilize a whole lot better than he did in game number 1, because that just actually never happened. The Overlord sees everything that's going on, though. He saw the timing on the Cybernex core, etc.
Therefore, threw down a fast third. Because you don't really throw down a super fast third against gateway types of expansions. Oh, he actually got a probe there.
Oh, no.
You don't really throw down the fast third hatchery like this because you are scared of a Cybernex core just being chrono boosted and an attack coming. But he saw that the Cyber core was a little bit later, and the Nexus was faster, therefore he's content with getting this third down. And it's actually really difficult to defend without the rocks being killed if there was a gateway attack. Yeah,
having to go all the way around to defend it is really annoying. And just as a Zerg in general, killing off those rocks pretty early is kind of irritating, right? You don't want to be making too many units that are idle. You want to be powering out drones.
Yeah, you actually have to creep spread. You can't kill these rocks. So.
Exactly. It's really annoying.
So Stargate's on the way here. So it's just a gateway over into this fast Stargate. I would be expecting Phoenixes here. Rain's very good with his Phoenix control. He's very good at multitasking. You get a damage done and dealt.
Little zapping going on. This Zergling trying to get another probe. Actually, really good control here by Hydra, but not getting it in the end. And Stalker does move out. And even this poke alone at this third base is really annoying because of how the architecture works of the map in general.
Yeah, he's going to lose his queen. This queen's absolutely going to die.
Yeah.
Drone gets evacuated, but there are 20 lings on the way to help with this, but that's a lot of lings. It's not a lot of drones.
It is, and look how much damage that hatch is going to take all the while. I mean, Rain knows that he can't really evacuate out with those units without the mothership core, so he just tries to get as much damage done as possible. This weakens it for later on if he wants to push there. Look how much he's done.
He's got the Oracle coming too.
It's great.
After picking off that queen, I usually we do see the Phoenixes here, but he's like, well, I picked off a queen.
Oh, those 2 Zealots position as well.
There's not going to be any anti-air. That's nice, yeah.
And well, that Stalker will end up dying off. But again, half of a hatchery is not too bad in terms of the damage done. The Oracle will move over to the left-hand side here to try and do some damage.
Oh, and he's got a Void Ray follow-up here. The Void Ray is absolutely going to be for this hatchery.
Is this just a reactionary option?
Yeah, I think so a lot more. He's got the probe down here as well. If he can get a couple of zealots to join the Void Ray,
this is going to be a lot of power.
it's going to be a lot of power, and he could actually really put himself in a good lead here. The Queen, actually there's a Spore Coil being made. That's really nice. Otherwise he would have taken a lot more damage than this.
I will push it away. Oracle can't get too much more done there with the Roach Warren now going down to be able to deal with any kind of gateway pokes. Because again, it's again the compensatory move, right? You've taken half damage on that hatchery. You know it's going to be a big point of contention. So you do have to have that in place to try and defend yourself.
All right, so the Oracle's coming down. 2 sentries sneaking out. This has not been spotted here by Hydra.
Sneaky, sneaky.
And the pylon's over here. And if he can get to this hatchery... Well, oh look, he's actually going to take a third. Is he going to try this to get this hatchery or not? I mean, he's only got 2 gateways, so it's not like he has a high amount of units.
I guess after he takes his third, he could go there, and I think that the Void Rays, at least... How many Queens are at the 3rd base? Since I'm not in this current game. There's a well, the Spore Crawler's not going to be too helpful if he engages in the right direction. And again, the creep spread between these 2 bases isn't superb just yet, so the Void Rays could go and snipe that out.
Yeah, but I mean, if we take our focus away from that, there is a Spire coming quite early on against Void Ray play, and it has not been spotted yet. He hasn't seen anything, whether it be the Hydralist Den hidden towards the back or the Spire. And the Spire could be quite dangerous here.
I really like the Spire being added on, like, near where Spore Crawlers have already been spotted by Hydra, by Rain, because, you know, if you think that, there's not really going to be too much of an option of that Oracle going in there and scouting around. It's already been zoned out by the Spore Crawler, so that's cool.
So Sentry Void Ray, for the time being, there's a lot of gas in the bank. These Mutalisks are going to do a lot. I mean, there is nothing really to deal with them at the moment. Imagine if Mutalisks right now were in the main base. What does he have? Gateways are coming in now, but for the time being, nothing.
Yeah, very little indeed. The pylon does get spotted down to the bottom right-hand side here for Hydra, so that does deny Rain from actually going for some aggressive moves later on. And Hydra is going to throw down his 4th base, but 12 Mutalisks. Whoa, Phoenix production just started.
I mean, you've got to be wondering, right? Where is the gas?
Yeah.
Where are the gas units? He's only seen Zerglings. He's like, wait a minute, where are they? Aha!
Revelation.
Nice. Now he sees. Now he knows. So in this point, maybe cannons. Yeah, cannons would be nice.
It's certainly one option, right? I mean,
yeah, he has to. I mean, he's got limited area units.
Only 1 Stargate. That's a tough position.
2nd Stargate coming in. He's seen it now. Is it enough time? Did he buy himself enough time? Because they're already out.
Well, not only is the +1 for the Flyer started, but also +1 for range, so he can transition out of this quite nicely if he wants to, if his opponent feels like he's prepared himself well enough. But right now, that cannon is super late, and Stalkers have to be warped in here in desperation to try and stop this. And loses all the Stalkers. Photon Overcharge will push this away. He has quite a lot of anti-air now that everything's clumped together.
Yeah, and he didn't take that many probe losses, look.
Yeah, not too bad.
And he's so far this is good. It was actually the Oracle did, I think we can say, safely buy him enough time to protect himself. And now there's absolutely a chance for a nice swing of a counterattack from Rain. With all these gateways now finishing up, how many is he on? That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 gateways. Blink's on its way. Phoenix is going up. I definitely think he could kind of hit some timing soon. He realizes his opponent's on 4 bases. Tech switches could be happening. And Hydra realizes that too, that he could be in danger soon to a counterattack of like Blink Stalkers and just ground units. He switched over to Swarm Hosts with a very nice creep spread aiming towards his 3rd.
Does the Oracle have enough energy for Envision?
I don't know where the Oracle is.
He's disappeared somewhere. But anyway, the Mutalisk's actually being chased away by those Phoenix, and he doesn't have...
Oracle's dead.
Oracle died. Oh, okay. Not so good. So he needs to replenish that, because he doesn't actually have a robo facility, does he? So,
Nope. He does not have any vision.
No.
But, yeah, this is... so he's moving forward towards his 4th base, but these Swarm Hosts will be fine to push this back, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Hydralist as well? Yeah, I think so.
This army's
Robo's
strong.
coming in now. Rain's going to move forward.
It's going to take a while.
Lot of Phoenixes, but, I mean, it's almost quite high.
Yep, they just position themselves nicely. A lot of...
but imagine if you force-fielded, though. Like, a line to kill the 4th.
And then just completely... Yeah, and there we go. There's the force fields. And now... Does he have the Mothership code there to recall out?
Yep.
Oh, there we go. Well,
didn't kill the 4th,
do
though.
any damage,
But now he realizes what he's up against. In this position, you almost, I would feel, need 2 Robos to catch up in Colossus count, because you're now in a position as a Protoss player where you're like, oh, this is a lot of Swarm Hosts, and I don't really have anything to deal with them. So I wonder if he throws down a 2nd Robo. I mean, how does he try to deal with this?
I would like second robo. I mean,
Do we see a robotics bay? Where's the robotics bay?
currently not around. There we go. There, it does go down. But on these 3 bases, he has enough money to start the second robo facility if he wants to. So, as you said, that second one would help out a lot. He needs Colossi out fast, and he needs them now, unless he somehow got the luckiest pickups with these
Second robotics
Phoenix.
facility.
There we go, yeah. Oh, dear.
No,
Okay.
he's not playing this as Rain.
No, yeah, sorry. A few more gateways going down. And +3 even starts up for Rain as well. So his upgrades are doing all right, at least. And getting Zealot charge. I guess just try to close gap once these Locusts have headed on out.
Yeah, they got +2 attack. He's doing a lot of damage here. And he is starting to just edge his way forward a little bit, I'd imagine, soon. He doesn't want his opponent to take a fourth. That's the most important part of all of this for Hydra. Keep your opponent limited on resources, which at the moment Rain is. Corruptors are coming in, and also Hive. So with the Corruptors coming in with +2 attack on the way, Colossus really aren't going to be doing that much. Hydra's playing a very good game here. Remember that he won the first game as well, with Rain just kind of not having a good game at all. The one weakness of Swarmhost is their, lack of mobility, which is what we're trying to see from Rain to abuse.
But he keeps losing Phoenix everywhere.
Yeah, Hydras are everywhere.
Yeah. Like, regardless of what happens here.
Look at this Corruptors, just kind of like, all right, where's the Warp Prison, buddy?
Exactly.
I know it's a style you're going to play.
Aren't they're going to find it.
Wow. So he's like, stops the weakness of, he's going to get it with Hydralisks.
Oh, Hydra's all over him.
So now this becomes a part where Rain can't harass him because he's using his double robotics facility for Colossus. And we're going to see a movement forward here, I'd imagine. I don't think he's looking to get up to... what's the unit name called? Vipers?
Yeah. But at the same time, Sean, should this double Void Ray production have just started earlier? Because I think he's going to need it for what's about to hit him. He's started
very
it
strong
again.
Attack. Rain, okay, so he's trying to get to the fourth. This is like a no-no for Hydra. You have to keep him away from a fourth. He knows it's going to happen now. So this is where he goes. This is a no-no. This is not allowed to happen. So does he attack the third now while the fourth is going up? Does he try to siege it from the high ground? Whatever the case, I really don't think that he wants to allow this so easily to be taken.
The Locusts, they'll be heading over to try and do something at this location, but for now the Hydra's microing around and killing off Zealot harassments over on the right-hand side. It's very, very important that he just kind of actually maxes out and just gets something done and then starts the trades, because he, on the 4-2-5 bases that he's going to have up soon, is going to start building a bank, amassing a bank, and, well, killing off an Observer is certainly a good start.
Well, he's gone up to the Great Aspire. He's gone for the ultimate composition now. This is something like Sulky likes to do, is to build this ultimate army. Broodlords, in Swarmhosts, Infestors, just everything.
Where you basically have all 3 units and nothing else dies.
So far, though, Rain is keeping his opponent away from preventing this fourth. So he's got this established and can start to mine gas from it. That's very important here. It's going to allow him, as you can see, to go up to Templar Archive, start to add on air weapons, and increase his overall composition. He has a lot more minerals to spare, so he can actually do attacks like this. And this would be very nice if he was to be able to get to the 5th.
Oh yeah, definitely. If he can shut that down, that'll be all right. But at the same time, all the Corruptors are going to end up swinging in here to try and kill this off. The Void Rays are charged up and trying to kill off the Corruptors as quickly as they possibly can, along with the Stalkers in tandem as well. But I don't know. There's not many Void Rays left. In fact, no Void Rays left. And the Corruptors are still being able to kill off all of these Colossi. The Stalkers will finish off the Corruptors in the end. But killing off that Void Ray count is very, very important, because now Hydra has the bank that he can fall back onto. And killing off that Void Ray count is just... it's hard to replenish.
And he switched over to like Roach Infestor Corruptor now as well. But he did take a lot of losses. He still has quite a few units out. Rain does, look. He's still got 3 Colossus and 2 Void Rays. The 4th was picked off, which is really nice, or at least one of these bases. 3rd, whatever you want to call it. Which is kind of nice from Rain, because he's able to keep his 4th, which is the most important part, and kill his opponents while trading.
During that fight, there weren't any Infestors in it, right?
No.
So now with the Infestors being there, I feel that this fight can go well for Hydra, as long as he controls it properly.
Rain sees it, though. He's got a Zelda on the Zelda tower.
Yeah.
So all Rain needs to do is sit back, build a new army, get to 200 supply, and then take another fight. I mean, Hydra, I think that fight was okay, but losing this base was not okay.
Yeah, you're right. And Rain here is just going to send another wave of Zealots down there to constantly harass as well. He realizes he can't do anything in the middle, so he holds the Locusts at bay whilst finding damage elsewhere. This is a very, very clever move here by Rain.
Can he get this base? He's got +3 attack.
Yeah, it would die very quickly, but that's a lot of Roaches as well. They have +3 attack as well. Locust, try and do something, but no, no, no.
All right, where are the Broodlords? Is he even going to be able to get to them here? I mean, the
doesn't have
creep's
the
been
gas
cleaned
bank.
up. Reigns allowed himself to... he's basically removed all the pressure from himself.
Yeah.
With the creep spread gone, he doesn't need to worry about Locust jumping across the map or sliding across the map so fast. He can easily kill these rocks and go take a 5th now. Because I don't think he's quite ready to take an ultimate fight yet. He's not 200 supply. Still can add on a couple more units. I'd imagine that he'd go back, kill these rocks, and just prepare a 5th base while getting ready to take a fight soon. I
overestimated the speed at which Hydra could actually max out again, because Rain, in conjunction with him, has maxed out just as quick, if not quicker. So with Rain's Void Ray count being as high as it is now. Oh, and losing Infestors as well. Oh, that blink onto those does so much damage, and now Hydra's army is significantly weaker.
Yeah, this is not good at all, and he doesn't really have any bang. Oh, he's got Swarmhost as well.
Making the moves happen here is Rain in game number 2, killing off a few of those swarm hosts, really alleviating a lot of problems for himself. Yes, he went down in terms of supply just a little bit, but now Hydra has to do something. Otherwise, he's lost a lot of control in this game.
Yeah, I mean, we could see the Dark Shrine come down soon, but this is Rain's almost ready. Right? He's pretty much at 200 supply. He's almost ready to go. He's killed off a lot of infested swarm hosts. He realizes at this point, yeah, I can probably take my fight and probably win the game, or at least look to. I mean, what really is there? The Corruptors? Sure, there's a lot of Corruptors.
How many does he have in
28 Corruptors. Okay, that's a lot of Corruptors. Which will get rid of the Colossus and Void Rays pretty fast, but there's still going to be... there's Archons in the mix.
Yeah.
And it's going to be very... The Corruptors will clump up.
They will. He has to separate them brilliantly here to deny this. The Zealots are still harassing on the right-hand side. Rain knows that he doesn't have to take a direct engagement with his opponent's army. He can just keep harassing and keep poking away at this base as well. He's doing a lot of damage, and Hydra has no way of being able to stop his opponent right now.
Nope, he does not. There's a lot of Broodlords going to start coming in now. There's 4 being morphed. There's not that many Stalkers, but with the amount of money that Rain has, he can easily... I mean, what gateway count is he at? 11. Not that high either, but still, well, you guys aren't even going to morph.
For me, it's the Archons that are making the big difference. They just deny those Corruptors from actually going for the engagement. He tries to spread them out. The Void Rays are going to charge up on them as well here. And as those Corruptors enter the fray, the Archons do so much damage to them. The Void Ray count isn't too high, but there you go. GG now.
Good game.
Wow. Yeah.
Nice play from Rain. Really nice play. Yeah, that was a good one.
That's a scary army to go up against if you're in a Zerg shoes.
I think that Hydra played that really well for the majority of it, but in the middle part, there was a couple of mistakes that he had. Make sure to get into the game, because I don't want to observe. I'm not a very good observer.
Okay.
So I'm loaded in, just... I'll tell them to hold on.
I'm pressing the button to enter the lobby, so it's all good.
Okay, you're in?
Yeah. Shall I shout at them? Shall I shout at Rain?
No,
Shall I
shout.
be like, how dare you?
No. That was a very cool game. Hydra's looking kind of scary, though. But Rain, once he... You know, I think the biggest part of that was scouting the spies so early that, well, finding the spies is the most important part.
Yeah.
If you look at players like Deer and Rain, a lot of their success, I think Naniwa said it yesterday and on the show Meta, is that a lot of their success comes from scouting out early and reacting fast and with the right reactions.
And again, coming back to what I said before about, you know, it was clever to have the Spire even behind where initial Spore Crawlers are already gone, so maybe he was a little bit wary about going there. Using the range of Revelation to eventually spot it was a really cool move, because he didn't feel as if he could go that far to try and see what was going on. So very, very cool moves by Rain.
Yeah, and I always like watching Rain because his army control is so clean. He like doesn't really mess up at all, and we saw that in that previous game. Always looking for opportunities and always finding them too.
All right, game number 3 on the way here between Rain and Hydra to see who advances onto the grand final of the upper bracket, as we have spawning down to the bottom right-hand corner our yellow Protoss. He is Rain. And to the bottom left, we have our teal Zerg. He is Hydra.
All right, so not as good of a map for Swarmhost play, this one. It's very large open in the middle. These positions, though, depending on where's the probe going? Depending on this now, because we're going to see a very early scout from Hydra who's going to see this, whatever it is, if it's a Forge or Nexus. Could do. I mean, actually, no, Rain's scouting him very early.
Yeah.
He won't have time to go hatchery first.
Oh, well. Oh, well, Hydra. For now, just drones, and Rain spots his opponent super quick. So that's cool for Rain. That is very, very nice for Rain. He's going to be in the know about what his opponent's up to very, very fast here. And aside from that, Whirlwind just in general. These spawning positions, I think Rain's going to be all right. I think Rain's going to have a good game.
I really like the way that Rain's mentality was going from game 1 to game 2. I love it how he's just like, yeah, whatever. Game 1's over. It's just completely messed up.
Yeah.
And then game 2 just comes out so strong and takes it to this third map.
Yeah, it could be quite easy for a Protoss player in general to go on tilt after that first game and be like, God, that was horrible. But he didn't. He kept his composure and was able to transition out of it really nicely. Good drone control, actually, there from Hydra to almost kill that probe, as it was just on the circular rally. So, but still, Rain keeps it alive.
And Pylon blocks him too, slows down that natural, throws down a forge behind it because he knows that 6 circlings could get made here that could go, and if he had an Nexus down without a forge, he could actually lose quite a lot. And he's delaying this third as well, or the natural from this third location.
Doing really well for himself. Has to head on out now because he's very, very close to death once again. But now Hydra sees the timing of the Nexus, so he knows what's up. Back in the land of Rain.
Yeah, so this is just a regular setup here from Rain. Playing from this position is going to enable Hydra to drone very heavily because he knows that there cannot be any aggression. I'm interested to see what Rain's follow-up is going to be here. The two major follow-ups that we see so often are Robotics Facility or Stargate play. The two most popular, Stargate being the #1. Robotics Facility would mean like an Immortal push. There are chances to still go for gateway timings. Genius played a style which caught Jadong off in the recent Season 3 finals, where he went for an expansion like this, but then did a gateway timing from it, which is actually very uncommon to do. So it's still possible. Rain has a lot of options to choose from, so I'm interested to see which one it'll be. And knowing Rain, it's most likely going to be Stargate play with Phoenix control, but anything's possible.
Yeah, unless he, again, finds room to do something like we saw in game #2, of course, which was, you know, just a little bit of a bigger deviation than what we normally see from Rain. But just throws down the Cybernetics core. We're on the route here to see exactly what he's going to be doing in terms of the tech. I mean, the gases were pretty much at a normal time anyway, so that's not a huge indicator. But this pylon at the back of his mineral line could be where he throws down a Stargate and hides it away from these prying Overlord eyes.
Yeah, there's no Overlord right in the natural, just looking to see if the Robotics Facility is going to put down, because that's where you usually want to have it, or close to the ramp because of the travel distance. Everything a little bit helps. But with that pylon at the back, it could be a Stargate back there. We'll see as the Cybercore finishes now. And it will be a Stargate. Okay, so there's a couple of branches now that Rain goes down. It can absolutely be still an attack play from going for Phoenixes. Could get fast +1. Depending on the time of the Robotics Facility, will kind of show us what his follow-up will be. There's some players that get 1 Phoenix straight to Robotics Facility, much faster Colossus. Some like to go to Void Ray, take a 3rd, as Rain did previously. A bunch of different follow-ups here. He's taking double gases kind of fast here, so I'm expecting quite a fast Robotics Facility play.
And it's important to note, guys, that the reason we end up speaking so much about Rain's choices here is because for Hydra, there's not a whole lot of choices. He just goes down. He didn't have gas for a long time. He just takes the double gas now. This is basically where a Zerg wants to be, right? They just want super mineral focus early on, saturate these 3 bases, and then start teching up. So for him, the options don't come in until in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, I mean, he's starting to scout now. This is where his options can branch away from, because he's going to try and see, or if it's Robotics Facility or Stargate, the 2 bigger options. No matter what, you're going to get a layer down because you do want to go up towards Hydralisk or Spire, where the 2 biggest tech choices in the mid-game. And also Roach Speed if there was some kind of Robotics Facility Immortal attack coming. So the layer's just perfect here. You've seen the Stargate. The Robotics Facilities come down on the natural now, so Rain will be looking to go over to Colossus to take a 3rd. And this game, as you said, just super standard. Hydra knew that it was going to be this kind of Forge Expand play, which means there's no early aggression, so he was able to take 3 hatcheries and basically just drone non-stop. And as we can see, has played a rather greedy game, I'd like to think here. I mean, he's up to a very high drone count with only 3 Zerglings out on the map. He skipped the Roach Warren for the majority of this, but he also knows that Rain wasn't really looking to be aggressive, so he was able to get away with this quite fine.
Yeah, 3 extra gateways get added on for Rain here, so no huge influx of gateways to try and do some pressure. So looking to take that 3rd is the better option. And I mean, just in general, this is really cool from Rain. Look how late his Mothership core is, just because he realistically doesn't need it, right? At the earlier stages.
Yep.
It's very cool.
But the gases were taken really fast here by Hydra on his third, like really fast. So he has a lot he has a big gas income and a gas bank already. Lucky for Rain though, he has got this queen on that third. This is kind of nice. But it's a Spire again. Obviously, at this point, Hydra can pretty much assume that this is going to be a third base play, which is Phoenix with Sentry Zealots over to Colossus. That's the most common of common builds and strategies you see from the Protoss player. And he even spots it with the Overseer now, the Robotics Bay. So he's like, all right, this is going to be a Zealot Sentry Phoenix into Colossus third base. What happens if I sting him with a Mutalisk hit straight away? He doesn't have that much.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. I mean, of course, there are those 4 Phoenix out to try and buy a little bit of time, but it's always hard as a Protoss to deal with a Mutalisk attack when you only have 1 Stargate, right?
Well, Rain's seen the Spire already. That was a very fast scout of it before it's ready. He should absolutely be continuing Phoenix production from this point. I really hope that he clicked on it, because it's at the back left there. His Phoenix did see it.
Yeah, he did.
And I don't think Rain would make a mistake like that. He's got the Twilight Council coming down immediately here. Cannon's been added into the Mineral Lines. And Phoenix production not continuing.
Still not, yeah.
But maybe he's just going to go Stalkers.
I guess it could work
Just
out.
go straight to Blink and Stalkers here is obviously another way to play this.
It's much harder to make it work, though, like that, right? I mean, having the air mobility yourself is very important against a mobile army like Mutalisk Corruptor.
Yeah, but obviously with Phoenixes, they are going to get pushed away by Corruptors quite easily. Stalkers are going to be able to deal with both. All right, let's see how good Rain's control is. He has to get Blink immediately here, which is what the Twilight Council's for. Phoenix's production is going up again.
Needs to.
Yeah, let's see, because he doesn't want to take too much damage here.
Well, we saw the combination in game number 2 of the Phoenix and the Stalkers, right? And that was able to deal with the Mutalisks and Corruptors very nicely, along with Void Rays as well eventually. But this is hitting a pretty nice time here for Hydra. All he has to do is go away from the natural eventually here.
And Lings get in there too.
Oh dear. Actually, that's really bad for the Stalkers. They need to stay alive to deal with this.
This is so difficult when you're only on Zealot, Sentry, and Colossus. You just don't have a lot to deal with Mutalisk and Corruptors here. As you can see, the Corruptors are keeping the Phoenixes away from the Mutalisk. The Mutalisk are going crazy onto the probes.
A great drop of corruption there on those Phoenix as well, just to make them even weaker against this army. And actually, as you pointed out, with those slow Lings getting in, they actually did quite a bit. Just killing off any Stalker there is really, really good for them.
But not a lot of pros have been killed. Not a lot. There have been quite a few, but not considerable amounts.
Oh, Phoenix dying off to Mutalisks. That's not where they want to be. The Stalkers will push this away along with this army, and Blink as well as Phoenix still in production. But it's still very important for Rain to have this Colossus out because of the follow-ups that could occur from Hydra, but he's still mixing in Mutas, he's still mixing in Corruptors.
But it's a complete air strategy here. There are no ground upgrades for ground units, so Lings and Roaches will get absolutely destroyed by +1 attack and +2 that's on the way. So as long as Rain has enough units to deal with the air, and he really needs to, see that this is still going on. This is a big air play, but a 4th and 5th base being taken here, a lot of gas income. Ideally, Rain, I suppose, would want to get up to Archons. And Storm here, 2nd Stargate. Blink. I wonder if Rain's going to try to hit a timing or just play ultra defensive against this.
Is this 2nd Stargate early enough? I guess he can hold on with these Stalkers and Phoenix, but he has to be super active on the map to know where these attacks are going to be coming from.
Yeah. Blink's not ready.
Photon Overcharge goes down. He is going to take the straight-up engagement here with these Colossi, with this Corruptor Mutalisk army, but that's a lot of firepower that Rain has, and Guardian Shield is so useful against this army.
Yeah, double Stargate coming in here. So he's really going to dedicate to building a lot of air units here to match his opponent. That means he's going to have to play very defensive, because it's going to take a long time to build these units up, to upgrade them, to get the range upgrade.
Still good awareness here by Rain, though, making sure that the natural doesn't take any damage as well. This Blink Phoenix play is working out for him, and he's getting Fleet Beacons. So Onion Pulse Crystals for this Phoenix will be going down pretty soon.
5 bases for Hydra. It's a lot of gas.
Yeah, it really is.
To be honest, I even think that Double Evolution Chamber is really smart behind this because of the amount of gas that you're going to have. He is starting to research his missile attacks here, so he does have an escape route from this airplay. But still...
He's maxed out.
This is scary. It's a lot of units.
He's got 22 Mutalisks and 14 Corruptors. Now, they still do need to take the good engagements, and the control is of the utmost importance here to make sure that the Corruptors still zone out those Phoenix, because if those Phoenix connect with +1 weapons, etc., on those Mutalisks, they're going to die very, very quickly. And, well, looks like Rain's going to have to deal with this at the natural once again here.
There's a lot of air units.
It really is. The Stalkers do blink in, but the Mutalisks are just going to take the straight-up engagement whilst the Corruptors try and deal with the Phoenix. And they're actually not doing too badly here. Rain is plummeting in terms of supply, and there's only 8 more Phoenix Stalkers out here.
Ah!
Uh-oh.
Okay.
And, well, looks like he will continue to take the straight-up engagement. Again, not really that much anti-air left, but a lot of Mutalisks died during that. Around 16 Mutalisks died during that entire fight.
Yeah. But look at the supplies. 60 mules that died, there's 17 more.
Uh-oh.
This is a very difficult style to deal with here.
It's too much gas income.
The problem is Rain still has to be defensive. He needs to build up a very strong army across 3 bases. He's only at 100 supply, so building that very strong army is going to take forever. Behind this, there's 5 bases. There can be a 6th. There's tech switches. There's a hive. I mean, to be honest, with double evolution chamber, he could even go over to Ling Ultralisk from this.
Yeah.
And what are you going to do with a bunch of Stalkers and Phoenixes?
Not a whole lot.
I mean, I think this game is almost over, and Hydra continues his domination against Protoss players.
Yeah, I can't believe it. GG, there you go. Hydra advances on.
So
2
simple.
to 1.
So simple. Just air.
Just air,
That's
man.
all he did, was just play air.
And I think Whirlwind's a really good map for that, though, for Zerg, just in general, just to have that straight-up air play. We've even seen people like in WCS Europe, like Nurtio, really favoring that kind of play on this map, and it just works out so well. But the funny thing is about all that is that at the end, we saw Hydra swinging in with Zerglings to try and shut down that 3rd base whilst he was flying around at the natural. But for Rain, I know this is Captain Hindsight material, but if he'd have somehow tried to find those other bases and tried to do some damage to the gas income, then maybe he could have made it work out. But Mutalisk Corruptor is so strong and versatile that it shuts down any kind of map awareness from your opponent and any ability to try and go for harassment. Yeah. Very strong style.
All right, so the next game that we should be going into is going to be Trap from Team Seoul versus either Classic or Sue, I think, is the next game that will be coming this way. I think.
You think?
Yeah, but I'll have to let you know.
Awesome. Okay, then. Well, we can take a small break and then have some more StarCraft action after that. So, guys, don't go anywhere. Or maybe grab yourself a drink or something like that, as we will have more awesome StarCraft action from the Intel Extreme Masters Singapore qualifiers in just a little bit.